Welcome to another episode of CPPR Global Haiti with me, Ghazi Hassan, Senior Research Associate, Center for Strategic Studies. Today, I will discuss about changing political dynamics in South Asia and how it has given an impression that India, being a major power in the region, is getting isolated. I will talk about the recent developments in the region having long-term consequences. Amidst the global instability caused by Chinese coronavirus, India is facing a dual challenge, not only containing the pandemic but also maintaining cordial relationship in its neighborhood. While the handling of the pandemic by Indian government has definitely shown good progress, but the question arises about India's relationship with its neighbors, which is showing a rather grim picture. India's recent standoff with aggressive China in the Galwan Valley and the subsequent banning of 59 Chinese apps, provocation from others in the region including Pakistan, Nepal, all indicate a changing political system. In the backdrop of these developments, it is important to look at how engagement among India's neighbors are panning out. China is one of the first countries to relatively recover from the virus as well as to contain the virus, thus helping it to restart its economy after a brief period of complete lockdown. As a result, China has been able to shift focus towards establishing regional cooperation, and it is doing this while trying to keep India isolated. In the last week of July, China held a video conference with three of India's immediate neighbors, Pakistan, Nepal and Afghanistan, in order to formulate a 4-point plan to deal with the pandemic. In addition to encouraging the three countries to effectively contain the coronavirus spread, China ensured the countries of priority-based accessibility of Chinese vaccine whenever it is developed. What comes across from this joint conference is a conscious Chinese efforts of pushing its dominant regional narrative by virtue of providing economic assistance. And in this process, it is strengthening its own position in the region. When looked from the context of the recent India-China standoff, this joint conference is also being viewed as a deliberate China-led isolation of India in its own neighborhood. In another major regional development, the long-time rivals Pakistan and Bangladesh seem to have opened a channel of communication after a reconciliation effort by Pakistan. A recent report from the Pakistani newspaper claimed a shift in Bangladesh towards China and Pakistan after Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan and his Bangladesh counterpart Sheikh Hasina had a telephonic conversation during which Khan has been known to bring up the Kashmir issue. This phone call may stir discontent in New Delhi, which considers Bangladesh a close ally. However, to Pakistan's dismay, Bangladesh proved its India's allegiance by calling Kashmir's situation India's internal issue. Of late, China has indicated a strong interest in Bangladesh Paira seaport, where it seeks to develop widespread infrastructure. This effort can be viewed through a lens of doubt, as China has ulterior motives behind its interest in the Bangladesh strategic port. This will create security implications for India, and warming up of relations can complicate India's relationship with Bangladesh. Meanwhile, there has been an outreach from Pakistan to Nepal too, in what looked like an opportunistic move during a time when Nepal and India are in the middle of grave diplomatic tensions. The Nepalese cabinet passed a new map for the country in May 2020, including the parts of Indian territories in the revised version, a move that received outright protest from New Delhi. Pakistan's outreach and Nepal's revival of the territorial disputes are two important events that are nothing but strategic, and also pose the possibility of closely aligned plan in coordination with Xi Jinping's administration in order to destabilize and engage India from all the three sides, China, Pakistan and Nepal. Adding to India's woes is the China-Iran deal, which further strengthens China's hold in the region and also extend it to the Middle East. The deal seeks to develop an economic partnership between the two countries over the course of 25 years. This deal also poses a challenge for India's strategic involvement in the Chabahar port of Iran, a lease for which was signed back in 2018. Chabahar port agreement between India and Iran was primarily undertaken by India to counter the Chinese overtake of Pakistan's Gwadar port, which is just 72 kilometers from Chabahar. However, with Iran's China deal, The future of Chabahar Port is becoming increasingly uncertain. Therefore, only time will tell how India's role in the region pans out. Coming to India and Bangladesh, both have had solid relations for a long period of time. Apart from witnessing some hiccups around India's controversial Citizenship Act, the act concerns Dhaka because of the influx of undocumented immigrants who will have to reverse migrate to Bangladesh once the act comes into implementation. Dhaka's CAA discontent, however, seems to have left India-Bangladesh ties unaffected, as evident from Dhaka's stance on the Kashmir issue and on India's recent provision of 10 railway locomotives to its neighbor as a gesture of India's neighborhood first policy. Sri Lanka, on the other hand, has been known to lean towards China than India. In the recent past, China has been actively involved in the various infrastructural projects, port development, and many other projects in Sri Lanka. In fact, Hambantota Port, developed with the Chinese assistance in Sri Lanka, has been given for 99 years of lease to China. Chinese presence in the region so close to India is surely a security threat. However, things might change after the recently held elections in Sri Lanka. The leadership in Sri Lanka, led by Rajapaksa brothers, have shown positive signs for engaging and developing effective relationship with India. So, as of now, the Indian government's priority must be to successfully contain the coronavirus pandemic, because everything else depends on that. Indian economy has been projected to contract by 5 to 10% as a result of the lockdown. A figure as low as this was not witnessed in last 4 decades. It is highly likely that this situation will get reversed as soon as India's coronavirus situation resolves. As currently being postulated, a shift in the global manufacturing sector from China to India also has the potential of bringing back international support in favor of India. India is constantly modernizing its technology, infrastructure, and military. An effectively drafted and implemented multilateral foreign policy, along with a strong functioning economy, can majorly turn things in India's favor. But for now, only time can tell how the after effects of the coronavirus pandemic will pan out for India's stature in its neighborhood and beyond. This was all from this segment of Global High Tea video series. Follow the hashtag CBPR Global High Tea for all the updates and to see all our previous videos. If you like this video, hit like, comment and share. Thank you.